Okay, so here we have springtails. So springtails are no longer considered a true insect according to some scientists. This is because their internal chewing mechanism is different. Insects have chewing parts. Think of something like a praying mantis, right? Or a cricket, or even a cockroach when it chews. It has those mandibles and, or an ant, chewing parts. Springtails don't have that. So springtails make up the order of Columbola. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, please correct me in the comments below. They can be as much as 1/16 of an inch long, but before reaching maturity, they're just a fraction in size. So springtails are kept primarily because they'll eat dead and decaying matter. They're basically like a little cleaning crew. So a lot of people will put them in their enclosure with, different insects or pets, just because they help kind of break things down, kind of like roly-polies. So springtails are classified in about 30 families divided into 4 orders. There are 2 morphological types in springtails. I hope I'm going to say the names correctly, but there's Arthropolonius and Symphophilonius. Again, if I'm not saying it correctly, please correct me. Their sizes vary between 1 and 4 millimeters on average. So, yeah, so you said, so I'm here with Jose, so you said you keep springtails in your frog enclosure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what do the springtails do? Do they eat? What do they eat in there? Do you need to feed them?
Yeah, so they'll help clean, keep the enclosure clean.
Okay.
They'll feed on like decaying matter. Yeah, it's just part of the ecosystem.
Do they eat poop?
They will.
They'll
yes.
eat poop.
Yes,
Okay.
they will.
So you brought this little thing here.
Mhm.
Kind of zoom out and let the audience see what that is. Just so what is that exactly? It's clay.
It's clay, and I'm not sure exactly what type of clay, but it's pretty much this is how you get a starter colony of
Springtails?
springtails. Yeah, so you buy some of these. You can feed them a little bit of fish food or something small they can eat, and yeah, they'll also eat the clay. They'll live in the clay and they'll reproduce here. So once in a while you can come harvest some adults. Just give this little container a shake over like in an enclosure, spider enclosure, lizard enclosure, whatever you have, and so now you have inoculated your enclosure with springtails, which will help keep it clean, and you still have some left, so you just keep feeding these, and you have an endless supply of springtails.
So one of the cool things too, I was looking on here, it says springtails feed on mold, mildew, fungi, bacteria, and decaying plant material.
Yeah.
Occasionally they can cause damage to crops and gardens and fields. In homes with high humidity and mold growth, springtails can sometimes maintain an indoor population. So, alright, so they're just basically like a cleaning crew. They're like the shrimp. Like, for example, shrimp in enclosures are used to kind of eat dead and decaying things.
Exactly.
So do people use springtails to feed any kind of creatures?
Yeah, there's some small animals that'll feed on springtails. Really small spiders. Yeah, very small. Some small insects will eat these guys.
So what I'm going to show you guys here, just because they're so tiny, let me see that camera here. I'm going to show you all kind of what a springtail looks like up close. So this is a Google image, just because they're so little. That's what a springtail looks like. So as you can see, it kind of looks like a little ant. They've got antennae here, lots of little hairs. They've got 6 legs, but this is literally what a springtail looks like. And again, they live in clay, and they live in these enclosures. And I guess they breed pretty quickly, correct?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So they breed quickly, but just in comparison, that's give or take about how small they are on a human hand. So they're tiny. And these are some just different types of springtails here. But yeah, that's just the order of what springtails are. So they almost look like little fleas. And I believe these guys, do they jump?
Yeah, they jump.
Okay, so springtails can jump. So it's kind of like a little flea where they can definitely jump. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. These are some of the springtails in their little mud home enclosure.